Hello. Good morning. Welcome to the SignBroCast podcast here on YouTube. We want to welcome our guest, Queen Aza from the Queen's Table, a vegan restaurant, Queen. And an Army veteran.
Good morning.
You're an Army veteran. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you.
And this is definitely your Queen's Table today, okay? We're here for you.
I love it.
Tell us a little bit of a vegan restaurant that you got going on.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me here today.
Sure.
It's truly an honor to share time and space with you guys.
The honor is ours.
You know, and I know I'm sidetracking already in the beginning, but get used to it, all right? As you said, this is the Queen's Table.
That's
so
right.
Kind of got complete autonomy, right? So, I have 3 businesses, and I just want to say thank you because you guys have been a part of all 3, whether you know it or not. You know, my brick and mortar, my brick and click, and my online store. So thank you. You know, people are always designing and praying for the perfect significant other. But I think it's the people that we have encounters with throughout our daily agendas. I think that they have just as much impact on our lives. So thank you for being you. So thank you for being you.
Nicely said. That's
thank you. So yes, the Queen's Table Vegan Cuisine, located in El Paso. We are completely vegan. That means that we do not support any products that regards the killing of animals whatsoever.
Wow.
So we are a safe haven for people who are health conscious, people who live plant-based lifestyles, and just people who are hungry, point blank. So we've been in operations for almost 2 years now, and we are El Paso's only full-service vegan restaurant.
Yes.
So
really?
yeah, we are.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, the other day, me and Nate tried one of your big burgers that you brought us.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I would have had no idea.
It was awesome.
If I wouldn't have known that it was vegan, I would have. I thought it was a
I shouldn't have told
regular
you.
old. You shouldn't have said anything. I would have never known that it was vegan.
Yeah.
It was delicious. It was very, very good.
Thank
Very
you.
big
Yes.
too.
Thank
Really?
you.
I have
Thank
a
you.
question for you.
Okay.
How did you get into the whole vegan? How long have you been a vegan? How did you get into that whole lifestyle? Because I know it is a lifestyle.
Right, it is, right. So it's not a diet, you know. I call it a live it. You know, diet is D-I-E, die, and then T. So it's a live it, L-I-V-E, you know, live it. But I got into the lifestyles. I was actually vegetarian for several years, and then on again, off again, vegetarian. But a few years ago, I was in Central America. Specifically, I was in Belize, and I'm deep sea diving and I'm swimming through the coral reefs. Well, while I'm under all of this marine life, they're messing with me. You know, this one big blubber fish, and I don't know what kind he was. He just like a blubber fish. So this blubber fish was following me, and he wanted to play with me. And I'm with the limited range of motion I have, I'm swinging at it like, leave me alone. It clearly is playing with me. So then I get to the coral reef and I'm swimming through, and there's this formation of fish, yellow, bright yellow, beautiful marine fish, and it's this formation of fish, and they're in this corner area, and then there's one outside, this one fish, like I call it a she's the queen, and she's protecting her formation, and she's looking at me. She's only about this big, but she's looking at me like, you don't belong here. And then as I'm swimming through, I just get all these examples of the marine life and their personalities and things like that, and I didn't know that it had affected me. I reemerged from the water, and it was time to get dressed and go and have dinner, and so again I was an on again off again vegetarian, and so we ordered our meals, and I ordered the salmon, and I got so sick I couldn't eat it. So it had changed me, and I didn't know it. So I had already known the health benefits of being a vegan, but you know, I couldn't step out of it. However, when I had the opportunity to witness life that way, it changed me, and I just had this tremendous reverence for life. So even if a fly come in here right now, I wouldn't kill it. You know, I'll guide it out. This is not your house. You know what I mean? Especially in my restaurant, I'll guide it out, but I won't kill it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, very interesting.
That is a very interesting story.
So that was.
And what's the big difference for a lot of people? That there's a lot of people don't know the difference between being a vegetarian and being a vegan. What is the difference?
Right. So vegans and vegetarians, they all support diets. I'll use the word diet in this example.
Oh, now you
diets.
can use it.
I know, right? We all support diets that that does not kill animals. You know, we won't eat animals, consume animals. However, vegetarians, they will eat dairy and they will eat like milk and eggs and things like that. Vegans, we don't touch dairy at all. No eggs.
Some eat fish as well, right?
That's
is there a
like different levels of vegetarianism?
Right. There's a pescatarian.
Oh.
Pescatarians will eat poultry. They'll eat chicken. They'll eat fish.
Oh.
Vegetarians won't eat any animals. However, they will eat their byproduct like eggs and milk. But vegans, we're like the strictest ones. We won't eat milk. If it harms an animal, we won't touch it. No leather.
Wow.
Even if it looks like we have on leather, it's pleather. It's plastic. It's
plastic leather.
Right, it's plastic. So no fur, no. But then you have people who are just, hey, I'm just plant-based, right? That means that they don't want to be affiliated with any type of politics. They just, they want to enjoy a plant-based meal. But if they want to wear their leather, they're going to wear their leather, right? Their fur.
Gotcha.
I mean, here is my thing on it. And I think here's the most important takeaway. And I know vegans and vegetarians and they're going to want to strangle me for this, but I really feel as though everybody should do what's right for them. Of course, I feel like the vegan lifestyle is the best
for you,
but you have to embrace your own journey. Because if somebody comes and says, hey, listen, you're killing animals, you shouldn't eat animals, what you're probably going to do is get defensive, you know what I mean? And you won't see the value in it, But do what's right for you and follow your own journey, and then follow the facts. If the facts work for you, then do it.
How does it work, like in a situation where if you get invited to dinner and they're not vegetarian, does that offend you? Or do they respect you more, or you just let them do what they do and you're fine with that?
You know what's interesting? I found that when people find out, because I don't broadcast the fact that I'm a vegan, or but when people find out that I am, I usually become the threat in the room. So like if I go to a barbecue, which I don't go to anymore because I can't be around that flesh burning, but if I go to a barbecue, when I used to go, I would get the bottled water. And people just so concerned, why are you only drinking water? And all of a sudden I am the subject, But I'm not pressing you because you're eating meat and things like that. I don't even say anything, but that happens, It's like if you go to a bar and you don't want to drink, you just have a Red Bull.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me consuming poison.
Right.
What is you still have like chicken and beef, but you call it what, unchicken?
Right.
Explain that.
Right. So on my menu, I have items like unchicken, unshrimp, unbacon, and un just means that it's unbelievably vegan. But I say chicken and I say unchicken and unfish and because I want you to understand that what you are about to consume is synonymous with chicken and fish in the carnivorous world. So the unmeats that we make is made mainly from soy protein and wheat gluten, right? So it just doesn't sound appetizing when I say, would you like fried wheat gluten with soy protein and nutritional yeast? You know what I mean? So it doesn't sound appetizing. And I do feel some kind of way about saying unchicken, unmeats, because the goal is to leave the animals alone. However, I think it's a small sacrifice to make if I am getting people to embrace the possibility of not killing and eating animals, even if it's just for one meal. It's a small, Eskimo pies. You ever heard of Eskimo pie? It's ice cream. It's, but it's not made of Eskimos, and we say Eskimo pie, right? And it's okay to eat an Eskimo pie, right?
That's good enough.
So do you ever get the craving to have like a big T-bone steak?
I do. I do get because it's a lot of times it's hard to retrain the brain, and the palates crave what the palates crave. But that's why I have the unmeats. So I've never been tempted to eat an actual animal, not in the past several years. However, what I have done is, it's the same thing with any challenge, any problem or challenge you have in your life. The goal is to outsmart it. To circumvent it.
Gotcha.
Right? So if I get a craving for steak, I can make a seitan.
Unsteak.
I can make an unsteak. And it tastes the same. My tongue is none the wiser.
Wow.
And my body benefits from it.
Wow.
So you're saying I can go to your place and order a big, fat Unsteakable steak.
Right. If you give me 24 hours notice, I can make that for you. But I don't have the unsteak unless it's the chef's special. So we are famous for our deep fried chicken, our deep fried or battered shrimp. Right. We're famous for that. People come in and they call me to the table and they're like, Queen, promise me, especially if they're diehard vegans, Queen, promise me this is not beef that I'm eating. Because,
really? Wow.
Because it's so synonymous, it makes a lot of vegans feel sick because we're not used to the real taste of beef. So when you eat something that's so close to the taste, it throws our bodies off. Right.
Wow. Well, that burger that you brought, like I said,
known.
I would have never known that it was.
But how is it when it comes, like if you make this unsteak, he's talking about the 24 hours, is it the same feel to it? Texture?
Same texture.
You get the same sensation of cutting a steak?
Same sensation. I can make it bleed. I can make it bleed. No, I won't put the tea in it. It'll be more like a sirloin. But like I have drumsticks. Right, and so our drumsticks. So like, let's say if I need to imitate a bone, then I can use like sugar cane, and it's fun because you can just bite right through it.
Wow.
Just keep going.
It's all in your mind.
Yeah, it's all in your mind.
So this whole idea, this concept here, is this something you just done with as far as actually creating this dish, or I mean, how do you learn how to? Just all new, huh? You done it yourself?
Right. When you first embrace plant-based, you watch a lot of YouTube videos. For one, YouTube, shout out. And you find other people who have been living the lifestyle, and they give you, and you combine all of this, and you synthesize it, and you turn it into something beautiful.
Wow.
So that's what I, in essence, had to do.
So trial and error, basically.
And it's fun.
Yeah, I'll say you get to eat all the trial.
It is so much fun.
Sign me up for that, yeah.
Yes, it's so much fun.
Carlos said he wants to be a tester.
Yeah, well, come on down. We just need to move this to the other queen's table. So, I should have brought some entrees.
And when you first opened it up, how was the response? Was it kind of like, took a while for people to get into it, or were people just ready for it?
It was crazy. When we opened up, I didn't know it, but Channel 11 News, the news was there. The line was around the corner.
Wow.
I was actually overwhelmed. It was I didn't have the staff that was required for all of the people who showed up at one time. Like everyone walked in, sat down at the same time, ordered at the same time, and I'm just looking like, oh my God, I didn't, I've been tested and tried, Army, military wise, but I was not prepared for this. But it was a great problem to have.
Yeah.
It was awesome El Paso, the health consciousness of El Paso, it was just beautiful.
Speaking about that, that was my next thing. In El Paso, a lot of Mexican food, a lot of Mexican people.
Yes.
Are your guests from out of town, the majority, or do you have a lot of locals?
A lot of locals.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of locals, but we have a lot of people who commute as well. A lot of people who commute. I'm reflecting. I'm thinking about the people who come and they honor me and share and trust me with so many of their stories of their journey and health issues. And one lady, I'm not going to say her name, she just really touched me. She has a son who, when he turned, I guess around 8 or 9 or 10, but they found out he's just allergic to food, point blank.
Oh, no.
Just food. His body just...
rejects it.
There's so many interesting stories. So many people out there whose doctors told them that, hey, you need to embrace a plant-based diet or your body is going to fail you.
Wow.
And so for us to say, hey, listen, it's not the end of the world. Let's make it exciting, right? And for them to say, oh my God, it tastes like chicken, it tastes like shrimp. No, you're not missing a beat, sweetie.
Wow.
You're not missing a beat.
That's nice.
He's one of your regulars. He's from El Paso.
This particular gentleman was passing through. And so I've been known to give out a recipe or 2 or 3.
Oh, nice.
And a ship as well, so it works out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say, oh, no, vegan, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Is it pricey?
As a lifestyle.
It's got, yeah.
I think when you say that it's pricey, you have to look at a lot of different variables. If you go to my medicine cabinet right now, you will probably see Tylenol. That's it. If you go, and I'm 43 years old, if you go to the average 43-year-old woman's medicine cabinet, you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff, right? That's because food is actually meant to be medicinal. Food is supposed to be medicinal. It's not supposed to be used, it's your birthday, let's eat. You just graduated, let's eat. I'm sad, let's eat, let's eat. And the way we use food as a crutch is not healthy. So what I am getting at is it cheaper? Is it less expensive to eat right? Or is it more expensive to have all those costly medical bills tacked on at the end?
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
Great answer. Great answer.
Yeah.
She knows.
Message.
She knows. She's the queen. She's the queen. And you have one location right now only, right?
Right, one location.
Any plans to?
Yes, I actually found a spot on the west side.
Good.
Wow.
Yes. So I'm so excited.
West Side, good location.
Oh, yeah.
So what about, since you do recipes once in a while for people, what about the online?
Yeah, so
Video.
I have an online store. Yes, well, we're with Uber Eats as well. Uber Eats, and a lot of other places come and they are able to deliver our wonderful food. But what was the question? Because
As far
I'm
as
hungry
online,
now.
yeah, no.
We're talking about all this food. So.
Well, they have a lot of these food places where you can order online, where you can have like a service where it delivers to you.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have a company called Meet the Vegan Future, and meat is MEAT. Meat is a play on words. Meet the Vegan Future. And so my goal with Meet the Vegan Future is to be a wholesale resource for the hospitality industry.
There you go.
So that they can get all of these meats that I make and I am connected to from all over the world. And the goal is to help small business restaurants and eventually larger businesses to expand their menu to include more plant-based options.
Gotcha.
Because listen up, hospitality industry.
There you go.
Us vegans, we don't just want to eat salads. We don't throw, like, you're hard pressed to find a lot of us eating salads. And when we go to restaurants, they think that the plant-based option for us is a salad.
Gotcha.
No.
Wow, so you're talking
Full menu,
No, let's make it fun and exciting.
airplanes, food as an option would be your hospitality as well too, right?
You said airplanes?
Oh yeah, travel people
Let's
traveling.
do it. Airplanes, airports.
Sky's the limit.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
I think it's horrible that you go to most fast food places and you can get a double cheeseburger for 99 cents and salad is like $5.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
There's a reason why that is. You are what you eat. You eat cheap, you know.
Yeah,
So
very true.
it's okay. There's an old adage. It says that, hey, if you gotta, we'll put that 97, 93 octane in our car because we understand that that highest octane will help our vehicle to perform at its best. But yet, when it comes to our bodies, and we our bodies, it has to do so much for us. Think about all that we do. We put our bodies in the craziest of relationships and the most stressful of environments, and then we turn around and we give it that 99-cent burger.
Yes.
And perform at your best.
Yes.
Right, and you're wondering why you're depressed and sad and can't move and you don't have clarity and things like that.
That has a lot to do with all that.
Yeah.
Everything we take in, absolutely.
So a lot of our guests, they have embraced what's called a hybrid dietary lifestyle. So they may have meat for breakfast and meat for lunch, and then for dinner they have plant-based. Everything in balance. Do what works for you. And if you like it and you love the results, then eventually go to one meal with meat and 2 plant-based. Then eventually 3.
And do you have you just mentioned breakfast, do you have like a variety? Or is there something that would be a egg substitute or a breakfast type of substitute?
Yes.
Powdered eggs.
An egg?
Right. So what we have is something called the Sunny Side Up egg. It looks just like a fried egg. You could not tell the difference. The taste, the texture, everything. As a matter of fact, it's on my Facebook at the Queen's Table Vegan Cuisine on Facebook.
Wow. That's interesting.
But it's like I said, we have the capacity to send rockets to the moon. So this vegan lifestyle, we can definitely master it. It's not rocket science.
Yeah. Question for you. Me, since I eat whatever I want, whenever I want, if I were to like jump to the vegan lifestyle, is it going to affect, will I get sick?
Withdrawals?
Like that? Or will it, what?
Withdrawals?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Only you know
Cold
you.
turkey.
You know you.
Cute
You know,
Smart.
cold turkey.
Let's see how his body reacts.
Yeah.
So, right. So, it depends on the person. I don't know many people who have had issues. I think it's all mental. You have to retrain your brain in the process. I mean, because here's the deal. When you look in the mirror, every pimple, every scar, every imperfection, and every perfection that you see is what you told your body to do. Once you understand that, you can say, oh my goodness, you mean to tell me that I am the captain of my soul and the master of my fate? Like, so you're telling me that if I told my body to do this, that, and that means that I can make it perfect. So every time you eat a meal, ask yourself, what did I just tell my body to do? What did I just tell my body to do? Changes everything. Changes the whole dynamic.
So if somebody wanted to get into the lifestyle, would you recommend, I think your question is if you recommend jumping into it right away or little by little, like you said something about maybe a meal at a time.
It depends on the person. See, me, I got it. So when it was about the health benefits, I was like, because I eat whatever I really want to eat, and I really wasn't concerned about myself. I spoke in the military. I was a sexual assault response coordinator, right?
Oh, wow.
And so I dealt with a lot of different things, women who were traumatized, and men, because men are traumatized as well. And a lot of them did not leave the house when it was just about them. When they were getting beat up and broken ribs and black eyes, they didn't leave. But when they had children and they saw how it was affecting the children, it empowered them to leave. So when I first embraced the plant-based lifestyle, and it was just about me and my health, it was like, oh, okay. I was on again, off again, on again. But when I saw that it was about the lives of others, animals, the world, the environment, carbon footprint, so on and so forth, it was like, oh, okay, ant haul. I got it. I never looked back. I got it. I got it. When you get it, you got it. When you know the facts, you can't undo the facts. You're entitled to your opinions, but you're not entitled to your own facts, right? I got it. So the question is, if the facts were presented before you, do you get it?
Gotcha.
Right. Do you get it? That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know your stuff.
Very interesting.
Educate us. Speak.
Yeah.
So change track a little bit. Tell us about where you're from. How'd you get into military? How long have you been serving?
Oh, wow.
What brought you to El Paso?
Yeah,
right?
ATL.
Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes. So I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. Shortly after graduating high school, I enlisted into the United States Navy, and I was one of the first females to serve on the USS Wasp.
Wow.
It was located in Norfolk, Virginia.
Wow.
And then after an honorable discharge, I raised my right hand. I followed the family tradition. I enlisted into the United States Army. And then I rose through the ranks, and I became the first African-American female to achieve the rank of Master Sergeant and First Sergeant.
Wow.
So I did 20 years of active duty federal service, and I've been retired now for about 90 days. And I
90
opened
days.
up, 90 days. Yes.
Wow. Awesome.
So a year before I retired from the military, I opened up the Queen's Table Vegan Cuisine, my first brick and mortar here in El Paso. And so I've been loving it. Loving it.
So what made you stay in El Paso? Did you just like the city itself?
Oh,
friends,
my goodness. You know what? I think that El Paso is America's best kept secret. Now, I come across a lot of people who are from El Paso, and they're like, okay, I'm ready to go. I think we kind of get complacent about our being homestead, but you're going to have to kick me out of El Paso. I love the weather. I love the fact that we have our own time zone. I love the mountains. When my daughter was about 14 years old when we got here, and it's so mountainous. We're driving through the mountains, and she says, Mom, it's like driving through a screensaver. And I was like, wow, it is. And the people, oh my goodness, the people. I mean, you can drive through, like, when I was a vegetarian, I would drive through like Popeyes or something. I just want the biscuit because I can't eat the meat. And I'd be like, let me get a box of biscuits, because I'm I'm a naughty vegan now. I'm naughty. Let me get a box of biscuits.
But no drink?
Well, something to drink as well, But the bottom line is, they would give me my food for free a lot of times. In the major cities, they'd be like $12.99,
Biscuits.
Yeah, I mean, for whatever it is that you're they're going to charge you. So El Paso is just...
They freaked out. They're like, we have no 12 biscuits on the computer. What do we get? What are we charging? Give it to her.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Here comes that biscuit lady again. So I'm curious now, do you have any guilty pleasures as far as, I know, like you said, there's nothing wrong with eating that, but do you have, obviously, you like the biscuits from Popeyes?
I used to.
Yeah. Okay.
But now I'm vegan, so I don't deal with eggs.
Oh, I try
cow
eggs.
milk and
now we got to be educated on this.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have a salad today. In your honor.
But salads can be fun. You can mix it with kale and spinach, not just the,
No bacon bits.
Yeah, well, you unbacon.
Unbacon.
Yeah, unbacon bits.
Wow, interesting. So Atlanta to
So
El
you
Paso.
asking about the guilty pleasures?
Yeah.
Sweet tea.
Really? That's it?
I'm a junkie for sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like some
Oreos or
some unchocolate.
Chocolate. You know what's crazy? Crazy story, right? So I'm at the restaurant, and a lot of people bring their significant others to the restaurant because they're curious about how we can capture the taste and texture of meat and it not be meat. And so, and it looks just like it. So, we can always tell when a vegan or plant-based guest or extended family members, as we call them, we can always tell when they're bringing someone who has no idea, who's completely oblivious to where they are. Like they don't see the sign, the Queen's Table Vegan Cuisine above the storefront, but they get them in and they say, we don't want a menu, right? Because they don't want them reading. And so they'll just look at me or one of my servers and say, let them have the fried chicken. So this happened with this one couple. They came in, it was a man and a woman, and they're sitting there at the table, and she ordered for him, and he had the chicken, right? So after he consumed his meal, she looks at him, and she says, baby, I have something to tell you, that what you ate was completely plant-based. There's no meat in what you had. And he said, no, I had the chicken. And she said, no, baby, it's not chicken. There's no meat, and this is a vegan restaurant. He's like, well, what's vegan? And she's like, okay, everything is plant-based. And so he's like, no, you don't understand. His brain couldn't get, I had the chicken. So they brought me out, and so I come in the back, and I explained to him, well, sir, your meal is made from wheat gluten and soy protein, and the way our texture, and we season it the same way you would do your chicken, your poultry, or everything.
I would love to see that reaction.
And stuff. So he looked at me, he says, so it's not chicken? And I said, no, it's not chicken. We say unchicken because it's unbelievably vegan, He said, so it's not chicken. It's unchicken. And I said, yes, it's unchicken. So he looked at his girlfriend and he said, so it's not meat? She said, no. He
Sound like a guy.
He said, so what else isn't real? Am I real? Are you real?
Yeah.
Is our relationship real? What else have you been lying to me about?
Wow.
And it spiraled out into this whole, he was upset. What else have you been lying to me about? And so keep in mind at the time, I'm on my way out of the military. I did the perfect about face and just walked away and left them to their own devices to figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an interesting day.
Interesting.
I felt good about it though.
Yeah. That would have been that'd be a perfect commercial.
Yeah, what else is it?
Doing a little counseling. You're doing a little counseling there?
Counseling, yeah.
I have a question to you about your name.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a story behind it. What a great name.
Thank you.
And is there a story behind it?
Yeah, so my mother is actually Queen of First. I'm Queen of Second. My youngest daughter, she's Queen of Third. I was actually given this name by a tribe in Africa, the Ga tribe.
I knew there was some cool story behind it.
My brother, his name is Prince. His daughter's name is Princess.
Wow. So we're talking legal name. That's your name.
Right, that is my legal name. Correct.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been Master Sergeant, so your mom knew what she was doing, Queen.
Yeah.
Which I still can't get that image of you as a Master Sergeant.
Really?
Because you got to be firm. You don't seem like your personality. Or that comes out.
Yeah.
That comes out.
What?
I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When she orders the signs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She lets me have it.
Well, I was a drill sergeant. I was on a trail for 3 years while I was active duty. I think the first year I emulated what I saw old drill sergeants do. Very profane, very in your face.
Wow.
And then after a while, I evolved into something else. I did not want to be what was traditionally expected, and so I became more of a teacher, and I like that me better.
Gotcha.
And so I just made a choice, like, do I want to be what's expected, or do I want to be me, you know? And so, yeah.
Gotcha.
There was a time when
Excellent.
I was very, very,
Sure.
yeah.
Very, very.
Ooh, my goodness. Ooh, I don't even want to. She's gone.
That was
She's
a-
gone
that was a
now.
vegetarian in you?
Yeah.
Blame it on the food, yeah.
We'll leave that to part 2 of our podcast.
Yes.
Well, it's
Next
been-
time you can bring some eggs.
Yeah, on eggs, on chicken
On eggs.
breakfast.
Can you
I
pop a
should
yolk
have.
on an onion?
Yeah, it has a yolk in the inside.
Are you serious?
Right,
Really?
it does. It has a yolk. Mhm,
That's too much.
absolutely.
I know.
No
I'm
cholesterol.
thinking Uber Eats
to
today.
worry about. Yeah, absolutely.
from Wendy's.
Ooh,
He likes his Wendy's.
Really?
ooh, I'm gonna load you up with work.
Not Wendy's, no.
Wow.
Well, it's been fun. Queen.
It
Thank
is.
you.
Okay, thank you guys for
Tell us
having
more about
me.
your location
Yes.
and social
your
media and all that
information.
stuff.
All right, well, the Queen's Table Vegan Cuisine is located at 12115 Montwood Drive, Suite 201 in El Paso, Texas. We're open Tuesday through Sundays. On Sundays, we serve a delicious brunch, all right, in addition to our regular menu. Social media, we're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Queen's Table Vegan Cuisine.
Very cool. Wow.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Queen.
All right.
I respect the crap out of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
my love.
I mean, you can just, you can tell you're a good entrepreneur.
Thank
I can
you.
tell that you have your business in order.
Very focused.
Very, yes.
Yes. But thanks to
Beautiful.
you guys and my
Appreciate
and
it.
my negative. I needed 2 days ago response time. So thank you guys for your support.
Anything for Queen.
Yeah, we're
That's
we're
right.
always last
Yeah.
minute. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us on our SignBroCast. Look for us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. It's been fun. Thank you, Queen.
What we gotta say? Goodbye.
Goodbye.